Hi, Mandy.
Hi.
I'm Alexa. Hi, nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Thanks.
I hear that you are here to discuss some things, some changes in your life that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, sure. Well, I've just recently moved to Chicago from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I've moved here for a graduate school program, so that's all new school, a new city, a big city. It's not what I'm used to. And just kind of the difficulties that go along with all those things.
Yeah, of course. Okay. When did you move here?
Right, I moved here I guess I started the process in June,
Okay.
so kind of just like throughout the summer,
Mm-hmm.
I moved up, and then my program started in August. So
Okay.
yeah.
And what program did you graduate?
I'm studying physical therapy.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I don't know how that's going so far. During my undergrad, I just kind of studied general, like, biologies and chemistries and the things you needed to get in, but it wasn't like a specific to physical therapy, I guess, maybe. And so just the way school goes is really different than my undergrad, and that's been really hard for me so far.
I gotcha. Okay. You seem like you're just like a little overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I think I'm like hopeful that once I get in like a groove, but it's also kind of like, I don't know, when am I ever gonna get in that groove, and like how, like, I mean I have been here for a while in the city, but and I know I'm still gonna get, used to it over time and things like that, but yeah, so I keep like thinking, and I'm hopeful, but it's just, there is a lot going on. It's crazy. Yeah.
No, that's fine. Do you have like a good support system?
Yeah, I do. All of my family is back in Florida, where I moved from, and my parents are really great. I'm a first generation college student, so sometimes they can't always relate to like the college struggles. But I mean, when I was an undergrad, it was kind of like that. But they're supportive that I'm here in school. And then most of my friends from my undergrad, they still live in Florida, or they just live other places. They got jobs in like California or New York, or other places. So I guess they're kind of in the same boat as me. Like, they've all moved on, so that's nice. But most of them are working. I think I'm the only. Well, I have one other friend, like, in grad school from home. Not in my grad school. I think I have more friends than that. But yeah, mostly they're just working. So, sometimes they don't understand things, like, because they leave work at 5 and they can go to happy hours and meet people, and like, I can't always do that because I have homework or I have to meet with people for a group project or whatnot. So sometimes they're not always like they mean well, but they're not supportive.
I gotcha. Okay. So do you talk to your family? I know you say like you can't really talk to your friends all that often, but your family.
Yeah. So yeah, I do talk to my friends, and then my family. I talk to them pretty often. I mean, we always text each other, but when I want to have like a deep conversation, we call, and yeah, I tell them. I guess maybe like not so much, because I think I do like want to like let them know that I'm okay. Like, I don't want them to freak out that I'm not like okay. So yeah, but I mean, I talk to them about like getting acclimated to the new city, and I guess they know that graduate school is a lot different than undergrad, but like kind of going into the details again, like I'm kind of like a first generation student, so they're kind of like, oh yeah, that sounds difficult, but it's like I don't know, it's kind of sometimes like they don't get it.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as your support system, like out of state, do you have any? Because you've been here since June, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Have you met anyone around here or like had some kind of support system in Chicago?
Yeah, well, so my classmates, I guess, first of all, because we're all going through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so far I've gotten along with most of the ones that I've met. So, I mean, I haven't had any problems where I didn't get along. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, I guess it is a little bit bigger of a class, so, like, I haven't met everybody, I guess is what I'm saying. But the people I have met have been really cool. And I do have a roommate. So I talked to her. It's kind of more, like, superficial still, just because, like, we did just meet in June, and throughout the summer I was kind of back and forth between Florida and here, and she was living here, so it's like I haven't really, like, lived with her until August. But yeah, so she's really nice, and so, you know, I talked to her about, like, oh, I have, like, so many tests coming up, or things like that. Mm-hmm. But maybe, again, like, not as deep, like with my parents, kind of like the same thing. Mm-hmm. But at least I guess I have someone to talk to.
Yeah, of course. So what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like school is a big stressor besides moving. It seems like school is something.
Yeah, I'd say school, like moving is hard, and there's a lot of, like, ways it is hard, but, like, school's always kind of been, like, my main, like, focus, and what I put a lot of effort into. So it's a little, I don't know if it's harder than, like, undergrad, but it's different than my undergraduate, and, like, I've always been really good at school. I've gotten good grades through high school and undergrad, and now I got here, and it's just, there's a lot of tests, I'm not good at tests, and so, like, I like what I'm learning, but I think I'm doing really badly. We haven't gotten, like, grades back yet. I've got a couple assignments back yet, but, like, I feel like I'm putting in a lot of effort and not getting, like, the grades I normally get for my effort back. Mm-hmm. So I guess that kind of makes me, too, like, second guess, like, am I in the right career? Like, am I failing because physical therapy's not for me? Yeah, so that's kind of, like, I don't want to spend all this money and this time, this is not for me, so there's kind of, like, I guess, like, not that I feel guilty, but there's just different emotions, like, I'm feeling, like, down, but yeah, I'm feeling, like, are there things, like, I can do, like, can I just, you know, do something else and be happier, or, like, yeah.
Well, how do you feel when you're actually learning and, like, in your classes?
Yeah. I mean, there's like one or, like, two classes that are kind of boring. They're kind of just, like, repeats of something I did in undergrad. So that's, you know, whatever. But the ones that, like, I really like, I find that I'm really engaged. And, you know, they're kind of like a long lecture style, and I don't have problems, like, paying attention because I think it's interesting. But yeah, it like, kind of doesn't reflect, and so, like, I'm worried about that, and, like, I guess maybe there are still some, like, I'm still unsure if this is, like, the right thing. Even though I really like it, like, I still have it, and so to see these grades coming back, I think it's, like, making those, like, come out and just be, like, very large like this.
And do you have any resources, like, study-wise? Like, I know you say you meet with your peers, but is there any kind of, like, study groups or anything like that, maybe that could?
Yeah, so I do homework with some of my classmates sometimes, you know, if we can, like, work out our schedules or anything. And I do have an advisor that I go see, and I really like my advisor, too. He's just, I think his role is kind of more to, like, help me, like, pick my classes and things like that. I mean, he can see my grades and my end grades, and he knows, you know, how it ends, but, like, I get the kind of feeling that maybe it's not, like, his job to kind of, like, help me with that. So, he's just kind of making sure I'm on the right path and, like, to graduation and that everything's in check and that... But, I mean, he's really nice. He does talk to me, like, you know, about more than just classes and, like, organization and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, he asks about my family and gets to know me and stuff. So that's really cool. So, yeah, so I have my advisor that I feel like I could go to, kind of.
Yeah, okay. And before, I think you had said that you find the classes engaging, but you don't know that this is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that interests you? Like, any other subjects that would interest you?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of chose physical therapy because it's, you know, like, a hands-on, like, with people, and so I guess that's what I was, like, always looking for, and now that I'm unsure, I've kind of been, like, looking into that more about, like, what if physical therapy wasn't for me, and it's, like, you know, I'm realizing that there's, like, other careers that are hands-on and working with people, so it's, like, physical therapy isn't the only one, but, yeah, interest, yeah, just working with people and, like, I guess I have maybe, like, vague ideas of what I want to do, but just, like, where, like, work is different every day, so, like, you have different, you know, clients with different struggles, or, you know, you can work different places, you can work on your own, or at a hospital, or something, like, I think that's cool that there's, like, a lot of variety, so I've kind of been like, well, geez, like, that could work for other professions, so I'm like, well, then maybe I really am in the wrong place, so I don't know, so I guess maybe sometimes, like, my thoughts are rolling and it doesn't help, but yet it's like, well, maybe they need to be rolling, I don't know, kind of all over the place.
No, but it's good that you've actually looked at different options to see if there is anything that interests you versus just staying and being like, well, maybe I like physical therapy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as workload goes, because you say you like actually like studying it and like finding the information interesting, but your grades aren't showing up. Do you have like a scheduled workload, or like how does homework
There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
My workload is really heavy. In undergrad, a lot of my classes were, like, they had assignments and things, but it wasn't, like, so much. And I think there was more time because you weren't trying to get so much stuff done to, you know, just have discussions with your professors or peers or whatnot. And now it just seems like there's so much and there's so many tests, and it's kind of, yeah, that's really overwhelming. Just the workload is very large. So.
Okay. And do you have any kind of, like, how do you manage the work, basically? Like, how do you balance life with school life with social life? Sure.
Yeah, I'm a really organized person, and so I think that's kind of, too, like, why this is, like, offsetting me so much, because, like, I don't know, like, if I talk to my friends, they're kind of like, oh, well, like, can't you just, like, manage your time or something? But it's like, I have a planner, and, well, I have, like, a planner and a calendar, and, like, I'm very organized, and so, like, they're kind of always just, like, oh, can't you just do this? And it's like, well, I'm already doing that. Like, don't you know me? You guys know I'm the most organized person ever. But so, yeah, so, I mean, like, I try to balance my time, and I try to, like, set time out for myself. I think, like, sometimes when I set time out for myself, it turns into, like, too much, and I watch, like, too many episodes of a show at one time. But I don't know, like, if I did that in undergrad, like, I still was able to get everything done. It was just much more manageable. I think there was more, like, flow, and now it seems like everything's so structured that it's hard to make something that's so structured, like, all work together.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you say you do give yourself time to, like, yourself. You have me time, basically.
Yeah.
But you say that it goes long, like a little too long? Can
yeah.
You, like, explain that a little bit for me?
Yeah, sometimes. So, like, sometimes, I guess the first, like, idea I thought was, like, if I'm like, okay, you can watch an episode of your favorite show,
Okay.
you know, because you did something. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, well, I really want to know what happens, so I watch, like, 3 more episodes. But then, like, sometimes I'm good. Like, if I go running, I can't run for too long, so then that, like, stops. But then when I run and I get back, it's like, I think I'm feeling good finally because I've had me time, so I want to keep me time going because that's, like, I feel good. So after I came back from a run, like, it's like I don't want to end that to go back to, like, doing all these assignment sheets that they give us, and yeah, I hate those, like, assignment sheets and exams. I'm really bad at, like, test taking. And, like, I don't think it's ever really been a problem before. And in some classes, I guess maybe the tests aren't as bad. Like, I don't know, I do good at those tests, but, yeah.
So like, let's unpack that a little bit. You said that you were good at tests in undergrad.
Yeah.
And now it's, like, changed.
Yeah.
What has been the difference, do you think?
That's a good question. I mean, like, I guess maybe in undergrad, like, there was maybe more direction of, like, what was going to be on the test, which kind of helped me because I am organized. Like, I'm someone who, like, makes outlines or study guides. Like, I know how to do that, but I think I had maybe, like, more direction of, like, what to do instead of just, like, here's a textbook and there's going to be a test on it. But, like, I don't know. Like, it's weird because I feel like I study the same amount, like, I still have the same study habits, but in undergrad, like, I could get some things wrong and still get a pretty decent grade on, like, an exam, and it didn't make or break my whole thing, and then here I feel like if I get, like, 2 questions wrong, I, like, get, like, all of a sudden there's a C on the exam, and then the C on the exam, like, really makes or breaks, like, my grades, so it's just, like, you know, I don't know, because it's, like, I mean, grades are grades, and I think they're kind of the same undergrad and here, that, you know, you get points off and you get it wrong, but it just seems to me so, like, I don't know, it's, like, a lot harder, and things, like, mess up things a lot quicker.
Okay.
Like, the grades mess up your whole grade, like, a lot quicker and faster.
And how, like, what emotions arise when you take graduate school tests versus undergrad?
I guess, like, when I'm sitting there before an exam, I'm like, you know, trying to, like, cram last minute, like, try to, you know, think of, like, anything I can. And I guess I kind of did that in undergrad. Like, I was never one who just, like, went there and, like, sat and was like, I'm so ready for this. Like, I never feel ready for an exam, but I feel kind of, like, rushed and, like, almost like I'm already kind of expecting that I'm going to do bad just based off of I've been doing bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, God, I'm sure this isn't going to turn out well because the other ones haven't turned out well. So I guess I kind of, like, feel down already going in. I just, like, I hate them.
Alright. So you're already expecting, like, what I'm taking what you're saying is you're already expecting to fail or to get a bad grade.
Yeah, and it's weird because, like, I do, like, I've always gotten really good grades, so it's like I want to do good, and, like, I have this, like, not like a pressure, but, like, a pressure for myself, maybe, like, you know, yeah, like, you gotta do good and, like, study and stuff, but yeah, I do also have, like, the, like, I feel like this is just gonna end badly, because they all do, so it's, like, a weird mix of, like, bad and good, like, yeah, there's a lot of emotions that go on, I guess, with my academic stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and have you, like, set any kind of goals for yourself? I know you say you're very organized.
Yeah.
And what I hear is that you reward yourself by, like, having me time, but then me time gets too far from you. Have you set, like, any kind of time frames or, like, goals, like, when it comes to me time versus schoolwork time?
I guess, I mean, like, I have my schedule all planned out, and, like, based off of when my classes are, on certain days, like, if they're, you know, all morning, then, you know, me time will come in the evening. So, like, I kind of always know my schedule, like, I look at it, like, when blocks of time are, just because things are very set, like, my classes and, different groups that I have to go to and stuff is very set. So I do that, and I guess, like, my goal is kind of just to get all the assignments just done on time, and turned in. They all have different due dates, so it's just keeping track of those and getting them on time, and I just really want to do good on, like, a test for one, so, like, that's a goal I have, is to just get a good grade. Yeah, those are about the goals I've set so far.
Yeah, and do you have any, well, I know you said you have peers around here. Have you done, like, social-wise, do you keep time out for that? Because it sounds like you're busy with school and, like, me time. But do you have any time for, like, other people?
I guess. I mean, I get, like, I study with some other people, and actually through my roommate, she's a grad student at, like, a different program, so I've met some of her friends, and, like, they all have to study, but they study a different thing. So, like, I'll even go study with them, even though, you know, they're studying their subjects, and sometimes I think that helps studying with other people, because, like, if I see their focus, like, I stay focused and I don't get distracted, but it's also kind of, like, sometimes, like, I notice, well, I guess maybe more of my closer friends, like, I notice how they study and, like, will get a good grade, and I'm just like, well, like, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm kind of, like, doing the same thing as them, or, like, sometimes I'm like, wow, they're, like, so much more focused than I am. So I do that socially. Other than schoolwork, I guess I don't really have any other social things, just because of the move. Like, I feel like in undergrad I moved. Like, I moved from my hometown to my college, but they were only about 3 or 4 hours away from each other. And so, like, I haven't had a big move until now, and so that's kind of, like, affecting my social life, I guess.
Okay, yeah. And your roommate, is she from around here? Do you know anyone from around here?
She's from St. Louis, so not far. Like, she's been to Chicago before, which was kind of nice. But yeah, she also, I guess, kind of knows, like, how it feels to be, like, outside. But, like, if she ever gets Fridays off, like, she can be home, or she could get, like, a really cheap flight home, because it's, like, 30 minutes away and stuff. So, like, yeah. But she kind of gets it sometimes, too.
Yeah, okay. And, have you personally, like, gone out and tried to explore the city?
I have. I kind of, like, walk around. I'm trying to learn, like, the different neighborhoods, because it seems kind of like people get organized by neighborhood. And so I've been kind of trying to, like I've been, like, Googling it and seeing, like, what's in what neighborhood. And I'm trying to figure out where it's at, because when I ask people, they're like, oh, I live here. And I don't know where that's at. But, so I've just been trying to do that, but it's just, like, I kind of don't even know what to look for, because, like, I'm from Florida, and, like, a lot of the activities that I did, and, like, things that me and my friends share, it's, like, I don't even know where I would find that here, because it's different, and there's kind of, like, a different atmosphere, too, so, yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like when I'm walking in the city, and in Florida, I'm from a suburb, too, but, so, like, I don't know, I feel like everybody's kind of, like, businessy, and, like, I don't know, their fun things, like, revolve around business, like, I don't know, going to happy hour or something, and, like, in Florida, like, I did different things, and I lived somewhat close to the beach, so that was cool, and, like, I did a lot of outdoor activities, and then here, it's, like, the outdoor activities, I'm assuming, are, like, outside of the city, because the city is the city. There's a lot of concrete, so, so that's, that's that.
I don't know. What, besides being, like, outdoor activities, what else did you do in Florida?
Yeah, I mean, I had a really good friend group, at undergrad, and so we would do, it seemed like I was more connected there, like, there were major towns not too far, so, like, we didn't have to wait for, like, a concert to happen in our town. Like, I don't know, I felt like I had freedom. Like, we could just go see a concert, like, a couple hours away, or, you know, so we just, you know, I was, like, just kind of very much into, like, events, and we would go do things, a lot of outdoor activities, we'd hike a lot, and, like, camp, and then the beach, like, it seemed like everybody had, like, a different thing they were involved in, so, like, my one friend was, like, on this, like, beach volleyball league, and, like, we'd go watch him, and, like, be there with posters and stuff, so it was, like, I don't know, there was always something to do, and just, like, I felt there was kind of more of, like, a chill atmosphere, too, like, I mean, we lived there, but it was kind of like a tourist state, so when tourists come in and they're laid back, I think, like, you feel kind of laid back, even though you're there living and working, and your problems are still there, but it was just kind of more, like, relaxed. Now I'm, like, in this big city where it seems very, like, businessy.
Yeah. So instead of feeling laid back, how do you feel, like, while you're in the city? Like, what emotions come out living in the city?
I mean, I like it. It's really cool. Like, I do feel like there is stuff to do, but so, like, sometimes when I'm going to class, it's just kind of like, wow, I'm in this cool place, and I really like it. Even though it's not, like, always sunny or whatnot, and then, like, I'll go to class and I'll come out, and then I'll feel like, oh, God, like, that was horrible, and, I don't know, I guess, like, I feel that, I don't feel, like, lost in the city, because I do have friends, but maybe, like, still kind of, like, lost in a big city, like, kind of that mentality, maybe.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I mean, I like it so far, like, I haven't had any problems that I don't, you know, it's just more, well, yeah, I guess I've had problems because it's not, like, where I'm from, and, like, I'm not doing the things I used to do, or, I guess anything even remotely like it, so, yeah.
Okay.
I just, like, backtracked on what I said after I said it.
It's okay. So what I've gotten from you, we're almost out of time.
Okay.
But, what I've gotten from you is that school and schoolwork seems to be the main focus for you here.
Yeah.
Along with a little bit of like social, but mostly school, is what makes you feel questionable whether or not, like, you've picked the right path. So basically, I have an assignment for you to do, and then, like, for these notes, I'll write them up and I can send them to you if you'd like.
Oh, okay.
So we can reevaluate them. But what I'd like you to do is just write down, like, a list of your day, like, journal what you've done and, like, how you're feeling throughout the day.
Okay.
And then we can take a look at that and analyze that a little bit, because I feel like you feel great most of the time, or, like, at least decent, and then as soon as school comes around or anything school related, you feel a little differently. Is what I'm getting from that. So just journal until the next time I see you.
Okay.
Which, if you would like to come back, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Next week, same time, if you'd like, same place.
That works.
If you could just journal, see how that's going, and then just write down what you've done and how you're feeling, like, main points.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to be like, I ate breakfast.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
And, if you do that, that'd be awesome. Do you have any questions for me? Questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah, I don't think so. I just, like, unloaded a lot, and
yeah, of course.
It feels good to talk, because it's like, I feel like with everyone around me, I say, like, certain things to the parents, certain things to the friends, and then, not that the friends are judgy, but they're like, oh, why don't you just do this? I know they mean well, but it's like, so it's nice to have someone who, like, wants to work with me and not just, like, work at me and be like, oh, you should use this website to find, like, cool events going on. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. So, I don't know. So, it's nice. I like it. So, I'll be back.
Okay, good. Well, it was good to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
I will see you next week.
All right. I'm excited. Thanks.
Cool.
I'm gonna go walk out the store now. Bye.
Oh, my God.